Okay, before we start with today's lessons, I would like to mention that your grades are ready, are done. I'm gonna be sending your grades today and in the afternoon. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
excellent. Okay, guys. Well, in today's lessons, we're gonna continue talking about a new topic, a new English topic. In this case, we're gonna be talking about childhood and favorite classes. Well, sorry, today is 7th, April 7th. Well, what can you tell me about childhood before we start with today's lessons? Do you know what childhood is? Do you know this word, childhood?
It is when we was little kids.
Okay, excellent, Leonardo. As you mentioned, childhood is a word to describe when you were kids. In this case, when the period in which you were growing, when you were a child. Okay, so let's start with today's lesson. Well, this is the topic, childhood and favorite classes. In today's lessons, we're gonna learn how to talk about growing up and their family and your family background in this case using the simple past tense. Okay, what do you know about the simple past tense? Alejandro, what do you know about this tense?
It's when you are talking about or something that you did.
Okay, excellent. Excellent, Alejandro. Thank you so much. Well, as you mentioned, the simple past tense is a tense in this case to talk about things that happened in the past or things that you did in the past. Okay, they started in a specific time and finished also in a specific time. For example, Benjamin, can you give me an example using the simple past tense, please?
Yes, for example, I work, I study, I read.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Leonardo, can you give me an example using the simple past tense, please?
I think I was. That's correct.
Okay, excellent. I was. I was is in the simple past. Excellent. And Alejandro, can you give me an example using the simple past tense, please?
Uh, I played uh, soccer when I stay in preschooler. I don't know.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Alejandro. Well, good morning, Rodrigo, and welcome to this lesson.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, good morning. Well, I hope you're doing good today. We're talking about this new English topic that is about childhood and favorite classes. And I was asking your classmates, what do they know about the simple past tense? Okay, what do you know about this simple past tense?
It's something that it's like present simple, but in past in the way to say activities or something that we did. I don't know, every day, but in the past.
Okay, excellent, Rodrigo. Can you give me an example using the simple past tense, please?
Yes. I I don't know. I played video games. Play. Yeah,
Okay, excellent. I played video games. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Well, as you mentioned, your examples are correct. All are in the simple past tense. And as I mentioned at the beginning, the simple past tense is a tense, in this case, to talk about activities that happened in the past. Okay, excellent. We're also going to talk about, in this case, how to talk about school subjects that people studied using most of a feel of, etc. In this case, okay, we already asked this question. Well, we have some questions about childhood. Okay, this is the first question that I would like you to help me answer. Okay, how was your childhood? Rodrigo, how was your childhood?
I think was good. I played a lot, like the new generation maybe that only stay with the smartphones. I think what's better.
Okay, excellent. You played a lot. Did you have many friends when you were a kid?
Yeah, but I think well, in my case, it was with my family. I forget my primos. I don't know the word.
Okay, excellent. Primos es cousins.
Yeah, thanks.
Primos.
Yeah.
Okay, cousin is okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Rodrigo. Alejandro, how was your childhood?
I think it was good.
Okay, it was good. And what do you miss about being a child?
Maybe that when we are a child, we don't have a lot of responsibilities.
Okay, excellent. You didn't have too many responsibilities as today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alejandro. Okay, Benjamin, how was your childhood?
Fine. I have a good childhood. I play a lot with my friends in the street, in the school.
Okay, excellent. And what do you miss about being a child?
I miss not having responsibilities as big an adult, and now I have a lot of responsibilities.
Okay, excellent. You didn't have too many responsibilities. I understand that. Well, as adults, we have too many responsibilities to deal with every day. But when we were kids, in this case, we didn't have too many responsibilities. And yep, that's something that we all adults miss nowadays. Okay, we have this question. What is your first memory? Thank you so much, Mohammed. What is your first memory of your childhood? Alicia, hi, how are you?
Hi, fine.
Okay. Okay, how was your childhood, Alicia? Can you tell me?
Good. I always play. I don't know, and only I has to go to the school.
Okay, excellent, Alicia. You always have to go to school. That's something that we all did as children, sorry. And what is your first memory of your childhood? What is something that you remember the most?
Where I played with my cousins in the grandfather's house.
Okay, excellent. When you play with your cousins at your grandfather's house. Excellent, Alicia. Thank you so much. Well, well, guys, do you have any questions so far with this part of the explanation?
No.
Any questions, guys?
No.
Okay, let's continue then. Well, this is the grammar test, the grammar topic for today's lesson. At the beginning, we were talking about what the simple past tense is. In this case, we use the simple past tense to talk about activities that happened in the past. And as you can see in this slide, it says that we use the past simple to describe an action that started in the past and ended in the past also. It could be something that happened 20 years ago or something that happened 2 minutes ago. Okay, it's something that started in the past, it stopped, and it's over. Okay. For example, we have this first example. Leonardo, can you help me reading this example, please?
Sure. I visited a client in London yesterday. And
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Leonardo. And Rodrigo, can you help me reading the second example, please?
She planned the event all by herself.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Rodrigo. And Leonardo. Well, sorry for the noises in the background, guys. Okay.
Don't worry.
Thank you. Well, the first example says, as you read, I visited a client in London yesterday. Well, if in this case we're using the verb visited, that is in the past, it's about an activity that started in the past. In this case, it started yesterday, and it also finished yesterday. I visited a client in London yesterday. And the second example says, she planned the event all by herself. It's also an activity that started in the past and ended in the past. Okay, and this is how we can talk about the simple past. It's how to form the simple past. Okay, as you know, to start a sentence in any tense, we have to start with the subject. In this case, can be I, he, she, it, you, we, or they. Okay, then you have to add the verb. But in this case, the verb has to be in the past tense. And what is the difference of the past tense? Is that you have to add these endings. It can be a D, it can be ed, or it can be ied. Or in this case, it can be an irregular form for the verb. For example, here we have this example. I can read this example. It says, he walked to the shop yesterday. Here we have a regular verb. In this case, the main verb here is walk, to walk. But as is in the past, we have to add the ending ed. Okay, he walked. It's an action that he did in the past. And then we have this example with an irregular verb. As you know, what is the verb for this past tense? Do you know?
Sleep.
sleep.
Okay, excellent. Sleep. Thank you. Sleep. As you can see, the verb here is sleep. But as is in the past, we have to change slept. Sorry, slept. And it can be we slept late last Saturday. Okay, it's an activity that this group of people did in the past. We slept yesterday. And well, to create a negative sentence in this past simple, we use this form, did not. Or it can be shortened as didn't. And the structure is also the same. You have to start writing the subject, I, he, she, it, you, we, or they. And then you have to add this form, did not or didn't. Remember that we use didn't in informal context, and we use did not when we are in a formal context. We cannot use didn't. For example, if you are writing a formal essay, an article, or a message to your boss, you cannot write and didn't because it sounds too informal. Instead, you have to write did not. Okay, and then you have to add the verb. But in this case, the verb is not going to be conjugated in the past. As you can see, the verb, remains the same. Didn't walk, didn't sleep. Okay, so far, do you have any questions, guys?
Oh, no.
Nope.
Okay, excellent. Here we have 4 examples, and Alicia, can you help me read in the first example, please?
Yeah. I didn't talk to John yesterday.
Okay, I didn't talk to John yesterday. Thank you so much, Alicia. Well, as you can see, we were using the auxiliary didn't plus the verb talk. I didn't talk to John yesterday. Alejandro, can you help me read the second example, please?
Yes. He didn't steal those ideas from the company.
Okay, excellent. He didn't steal those ideas from the company. Thank you, Alejandro. And Benjamin, can you help me reading the third example, please?
Okay, you didn't show me the photos from the wedding.
Okay, excellent. You didn't show me the photos from the wedding. Excellent, Benjamin. And finally, Leonardo, can you help me reading the last example, please?
Sure. Ron did not sign the document.
Okay, Ron did not sign the document. We can use did not or didn't. And in this structure, as you can see, the verb in this case remains the same. You don't have to conjugate the verb when you are talking about a negative sentence. Okay, so far, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, excellent.
No.
Well, thank you. And this is the grammar before simple past. Okay, when we are talking about our childhood, we usually use verbs in the past because we are talking about something that happened many years ago. For example, here we have this main question: where were you born? This is a very common question that you're going to usually be asked to know where you were born. In this case, for example, if I ask Leonardo, where were you born?
I was born in São Paulo. Sure.
Okay, excellent. As in the example says, I was born in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, that's the right pronunciation? Sao Paulo?
São Paulo.
São Paulo.
Yeah, São Paulo.
Okay, that's okay, excellent. Sao Paulo. Okay, and oh, I wasn't born in Seattle. I wasn't born in Seattle. Where were you born? I was born in Sao Paulo, in Mexico. For example, if I ask Benjamin, where were you born? Benjamin?
I was born in Ciudad de México.
Okay, excellent. I was born in Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Okay, excellent. And if I ask Alicia, where were you born, Alicia?
I was born in Mexico City.
Okay, excellent. I was born in Mexico City. Excellent. And we can also ask this question: how long did you live in Sao Paulo? For example, if I ask Leonardo, how long did you live in Sao Paulo? Or do you still live there?
I'm still here. Actually, I was born here. Then I lived here, I think, until my 20s. Then I moved to a city near to São Paulo, College São José dos Campos, to study in the university. Then I returned to São Paulo. This year, I returned this year to São Paulo.
Okay, excellent, excellent, Leonardo. Well, as you can see in the example that Leonardo mentioned, he used many verbs in the past because he was talking about something that he did in the past, in this case, when he was studying at the university. For example, he mentioned that he moved to another city to start studying the university. He used the verb moved. Okay, move, it means to, in this case, to change from one place to another. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Leonardo. And here we have an example. How long did you live in Sao Paulo? We lived there until I was 6, from 1995 to 2001. Okay. And we didn't live until 2001. Then we came to the USA. Okay, then we have this question. Did you live there for a long time? Yes, I did. Okay, when we are talking about the simple past, here's the the auxiliary that you have to use, did. Okay, let's check. Okay, these are yes, no questions in the simple past. Questions that the main answer is going to be yes or no. And here it says to create a question that will be answered with a yes or no, start the question with did, okay? We know that in the simple present, we start questions with do, okay? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. In the simple present, we start questions with do, but in this case, as we are talking about the simple past or the past simple, we have to start with did. Then we have to add the subject, okay? The structure is the same as in the simple present. The only thing that it changes is did, okay? Then you have to add a subject or the person or thing that does the action, followed by the base form of the verb, and you have to add the rest of the sentence. Here we have an example. As you can see, we start with the auxiliary. In this case, that is did. Then the subject, I, you, we, they, etc. Then the the verb in the base form. The base form means that the verb doesn't change; it remains the same. Did you walk to the shop yesterday? Okay. Or did she sleep late last Saturday? Here we have more examples. Rodrigo, can you help me reading the first example, please?
Yep. Did you ask Tina to go out with you?
Okay, excellent. Did you ask Tina to go out with you? Excellent. Benjamin, thank you, Rodrigo. Can you help me reading the second example?
Sure. Did the employee stay late again last?
Okay, thank you, Benjamin. Did employees stay late again last night? And finally, Alejandro, can you help me reading this one?
Yes. Did Rob finish his assignment yesterday?
Okay, thank you, Alejandro. Did Rob finish his assignment yesterday? Okay, as you can see in these three examples, the structure is the same. We start with did, then the subject, then the verb in the base form, that it means that doesn't change, and then the rest of the sentence. Okay.
Jose, there are any exceptions or always the verb will be in the base form?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Sure. There are any exceptions to this rule or always the verb will be in the base form?
Okay, excellent question, Leonardo. Well, let's check it again. Well, in this case, when we are talking about a question in the simple past, there are no exceptions. In this case, we always start with the auxiliary that is did in the past, then the subject, and then the verb in the base form. It doesn't change when we are asking a question in the simple past. It remains the same, all the verbs. For example, did you play video games? The verb remains the same, okay?
Okay.
It doesn't change. You're welcome. But when we are talking about affirmative sentence, the verbs did change. For example, let's review it again. Sorry. Here. Okay, and these are affirmative sentences in the simple past or the past simple. And here there are exceptions. Okay, as I mentioned, you have to always start with the subject, then the verb, and here the verbs change. As I mentioned, there are regular and irregular verbs. When we are talking about regular verbs, we can conjugate a verb adding d, ed, ied. But when we are talking about irregular verbs, there are some exceptions in this case, and you have to memorize these exceptions because there are too many. For example, if I say run the action, what is the past tense of run? Do you know?
Run.
Okay, excellent. Run. When we are talking about to run, in the past tense, as you mentioned, is run. It's an action that happened in the past. For example, if I say, let me see, the verb catch. Catch. Do you know what is the past tense of this verb?
Both.
Oh, okay, excellent. But it happens the same with the verb to buy. Do you know what is the past tense of this verb?
Both.
Okay, excellent. But okay, and there are so many verbs, irregular verbs that you have to memorize in this case to talk about the past simple or the simple past. Okay, do you have any questions, Leonardo?
No, no.
Is all clear?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Well, here we have other examples of questions using the simple past and are related to this first question. And here we are using, for example, if we want a more specific answer, we can ask this question, for example, did she move here last year? Yes, she did. She moved in May. Here we are adding the specific time. No, she didn't. She moved in 2011. Okay. Okay, and this is something very important. Don't confuse the words before and ago. We moved here 6 years ago. We don't say we moved here before 6 years. We always use this expression or this word ago, or we moved here 6 years before. These are incorrect. We always have to say it. We always have to use the word ago. And here, well, and these are some ways in which you can read the numbers. In this case, the years. For example, if we have 1906, 1906, we can say 1988, 2007, 2015. Okay, you have to read the numbers in groups up to 1906, 1988, 2007, and 2015. You have to read these numbers in groups up to. Okay, for example, if I ask you, Rodrigo, when were you born?
I was born in 1984.
Okay, excellent. I was born in 1991. Okay, excellent. Well, do you have any questions? Thank you, Rodrigo.
No.
No.
Okay, excellent. Let's continue then. Well, and this is the other grammar topic for today's lesson about determiners. Do you know what determiners are? Or have you heard about this word? Okay, let's check what they are. Well, in grammar, in English grammar, a determiner is a word which is used at the beginning of a noun group, to indicate, for example, which thing you are referring to, or whether you are referring to one thing or several. Okay, we use determiners to talk about, for example, a group of things or just a single thing. Here we have some examples. All children learn a language. Most Canadians need French. Some students take Spanish. A few people are good at Latin. No students like exams. Okay, and here we're talking about, in this case, for general things, for example, students, Canadians, or groups of people, okay? And for a specific, and when we are talking about specific groups of people, for example, all the children in my town take English. You can say all, or you can say all of. For example, most of the people in my office know French. And here we are talking about the specific groups. For example, children that live in my town, people that work in my office, students that take classes in my class. Okay, my classmates, my friends, we're talking about a specific group of people. And then here we are talking about general people. For example, we say all children, but we are not referring to a specific group of children. We are talking about children in general. For example, we are talking about Canadians in general, all Canadians, some students. We're talking about all students in general. Okay, do you notice the difference between these two groups? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And the other guys, do you have any questions?
No.
Not yet.
No, no.
Not yet. Okay, excellent. Okay, and as we were learning in the previous lessons, we were talking about pronouns. Do you remember these pronouns? Then, us. Do you remember them?
Yes.
Okay, we can use either a specific name, for example, all children, all the children, or we can say all of them. Most people or most of us. Some students, some of the students, sorry, or some of us. A few of them, none of them. Okay, and this is a very short explanation of this grammar topic, determiners. Okay, let's continue then. Well, and these are the 6 words that for today's lesson. Do you remember the previous words that we have already learned? Can you mention some? Sorry.
Agree, agreement.
Okay, excellent. Agree, agreement, agreeable. Which other words do you remember from the ones that we have already learned?
Protect, protection, protective.
Okay, excellent. Protect, protection, and protective. Okay, these were kind of like the last words that we learned. Okay, let's continue learning these 6 new words. Okay, first we have reputation. Do you know what is reputation? How have you heard this word before?
Like status.
Status, excellent. Excellent, Leonardo. Sorry, who participated? Alejandro.
Me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Alejandro. Okay, it's like a status. Let's see what's the definition of this word. Okay, as Alejandro mentioned, it's about status. It's the opinion that people have about someone or something. For example, we have both hotels have a good reputation. This means that they have a good status as Alejandro mentioned. The opinion that people have about something or someone or something, sorry. And here we have this example, the good reputation of the manufacturer inspired Maria Jose to try the new product. Okay, good reputation. And then we have, reputable. Do you know what it means? It's somehow related to the previous word. It's an adjective in this case. It means almost the same. It means having a good reputation and be able to be trusted. Okay, for example, we have, I insured my property with an established, reputable company. It means that you can trust in this company, you can trust someone. It's reputable. It's an adjective that you can use to describe something that you can trust in. And then we have reputed. Do you know what is this word? Do you know the meaning?
It's like a supposition. You're hearing it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Well, as it says here, it's said to be the true situation, although this is not known to be certain and may not be likely. Okay, it's somehow related to the previous two words. It's said to be true. Sorry, I missed a word here. A true situation. Okay, for example, we have she's reputed to be 25 years younger than her husband. It's something that you believed, but you are not sure of. Okay, it can be true or it can be false. She's reputed to be 25 years younger than her husband. People think that she is 25 years younger, and some other people think that is false. And here we have they employ him because of his reputed skills in dealing with the press. Okay, guys, we are running out of time. Please join to the same link again. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Okay, we are here again. Well, okay, let's continue with the three following words. Well, this is the fourth word, require. Do you know what is required? Have you heard this word before?
Something that is needed.
Okay, excellent. Leonardo, something that is needed. Okay. It's a verb in this case to need something. For example, we have this means that the job needs concentration to require. Okay, and then we have this example here. The warranty requires, okay, the warranty needs or required in this case. Okay.
It's like a document or something that it's necessary.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Alejandro. Requirement is somehow related to the previous word require, and it's a noun, something that is needed. Okay. For example, college entrance requirements. College entrance requirements is, for example, okay, a final adjective. For example, a requisite in this case means, for example, he lacked the requisite skills for the job. He lacked the requisite skills, have now ratified the convention. Sorry. Okay, it's something that is necessary for a plus an adjective. Okay, is modifying number because it's an. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we still have some time to do some exercises before we finish with today's lesson. Okay, in the meantime, at the beginning, during this week, well, during this day, today, I'll be sending your grades. I have already finished grading your exams. Okay, I'll be sending your grades by email today. Okay. Good exam, did you think it was difficult?
Difficult, but long.
Excellent. It was a very long exam because we were grading the 3 units that we have already learned. Okay, and the others, what do you think about the exam?
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's long.
Okay, the same. It was long. Okay, excellent. I'll keep that in mind for the next following exams. Okay, thank you. Well, here we have this this exercise that says getting started with the childhood topic. This is something that we practice at the beginning, is complete the 2 sentences below, then tell the class. It's something that I ask you, some of you that I asked. For example, I was born in, and then you have to add the city or the place where you were born. For example, if I ask Rodrigo, where were you born, Rodrigo?
I was born in Mexico City.
Okay, excellent. I was born in Mexico City and I grew up in. Do you know what grew up means?
Yep, in Mexico.
Okay, excellent. You grew up in the same city.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. For those who don't know what grew up means, it's the period of time in which, for example, the period of time that happened between your childhood and now that you're an adult, okay? And then if I ask, for example, Alejandro, where were you born?
I was born in Morelia.
Okay, in Morelia.
Yes,
Okay, excellent. I was born in Morelia. And where did you grow up?
in Morelia too.
Okay, excellent. You also grew up in Morelia. Excellent. If I ask, Leonardo, you were born in? Where were you born?
In São Paulo. Also, I grew up here.
Okay, excellent, Leonardo. You were born in Sao Paulo and you grew up in Sao Paulo too.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Okay, here we have this this conversation between two friends. I would like that some of you help me reading this conversation. I need two volunteers. Who wants to be Ramon? Okay, Benjamin, excellent. And who wants to be Link?
Me.
Okay, excellent, Alicia. Okay, so Benjamin is going to be Ramon and Alicia is going to be Link. Okay, let's start with this conversation, please.
Okay, that's great. That's a great baseball field. Link, are you from Seattle?
Kind of, I live there, but I wasn't born there.
Oh, oh yeah. Where were you born?
In Sao Paulo, actually.
Sao Paulo, Brazil?
Yeah, my parents were born in Hong Kong, but they moved to Sao Paulo just before I was born.
Oh, wow. How long did you live there?
Until I was 6, then we moved to the US.
To Seattle?
Yeah, we lived there for 10 years and we came here to San Francisco about 3 years ago.
Oh, so did you grow up bilingual?
Well, we always spoke Chinese at home. I couldn't speak English until I went to school, and actually, I can still speak a little Portuguese.
Okay, excellent, guys, excellent. Thank you so much, Benjamin and Alicia. Well, here in this conversation, we can notice too many verbs that are in the past. These two friends were talking about something that they did when they were children, sorry. Which verbs can you tell me that are in the past tense in this conversation? Do you notice any verbs? Can you find any verbs in the past?
Lived.
Lived, excellent. Any other?
Moved.
Moved, excellent. Any other verb? Which one?
Came.
Came, excellent. Okay.
Spoke.
Okay, excellent. Spoke. Well, thank you so much. As you mentioned, we have so many verbs. Lived, were you born is a verb in the past. And something that I would like to mention is that the verb to be born, it's kind of like the only verb that can't be conjugated. It stays the same. We need the verb to be conjugated, but the verb born doesn't conjugate. For example, were born or was born. Born remains the same. It doesn't change The only thing that it changes here is the verb to be. Okay. Well, 4 sentences here, and instruction says, circle the correct words to complete the sentences. Use the conversation above to help you. Okay, let's start with Alicia, with number 1. Link's parents.
Link's parents were born in Hong Kong.
Okay, excellent. Link's parents were born in Hong Kong. Okay, excellent. Link's parents were born in Hong Kong. Let's continue with number 2, please, Leonardo.
Okay, Link lived in São Paulo for 6 years.
Okay, let's check the answer.
Okay.
Sorry, Link lived in Sao Paulo for 6 years. Excellent, Leonardo. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And then we have sentence number 3, please.
Yeah.
Rodrigo, can you help me with
Link
this one?
moved to Seattle when she was 6.
Okay, Link moved to Seattle when she was 6. Let's check the answer. Excellent, Rodrigo. Link moved to Seattle when she was 6. Thank you so much. And finally, we have sentence number 4. And please, Alejandro, can you help me with this one?
Link's family moved to San Francisco 3 years ago.
Okay, Link's family moved to San Francisco 3 years ago. Let's check your answer. Okay, excellent. Ago. Remember that with a period of time, we use the word ago. Okay, guys, do you have any questions so far with this topic about childhood?
No.
No.
No, it's good.
Yes, good. Okay. Okay, we only have 5 minutes left before we finish with today's lesson. Can you tell me what did you learn today? Something that you learned? You can give me an example.
Learn about the past verbs and how you.
Okay, you learned about the past tense. What other things did you learn today?
Born, don't change is the unique verb, don't change.
Okay, the verb doesn't change. Okay, doesn't change. Excellent, guys. Well, this was just a brief topic about the simple past, including with the topic of childhood. Okay, well, if you don't have any more questions for today's lessons, that'll be it for today, and I'll see you on next week. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. See you.
See you. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day today.
Have a nice weekend.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Nice weekend too. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.